What's up, Rant Gang? Welcome back to Redfern Rants. I am Redfern. We're back with K-Rino, the Maven. Now, this was requested by Jeremy D. Herrera. I hope I said your name right, bud. Yeah, he basically told me it's 8.5 minutes of storytelling, which, wow, 8.5 minutes of K-Rino. I mean, what more could you ask for? I feel like this should be me Christmas Day reaction. But yeah, I probably won't have 8.5 minutes to spare on Christmas Day, but we'll see. But yeah, I can't wait to get into this one. I will try not to pause too much, just because with it being 8.5 minutes, I don't want the reaction to be like 25 minutes long because I'm having to pause. But yeah, let's get into the story and see what it's about. Apparently, I think he said it was something to do with creating an MC or something like that, was it? How to create the ultimate MC. So storytelling of how to create the ultimate MC. So yeah, well, that just sounds amazing, doesn't it? It just sounds like something. If someone said to me, there's a track out there that's 8.5 minutes long about creating the perfect MC, I would say, yeah, that's got to be K-Rino. Only K-Rino would think to do something like that. So yeah, I'm going to stop ranting now and we'll get into it. K-Rino, the Maven, let's go.
Tonight, on Lyrical Masterpiece Theater, I will be reading one of my great works, The Maven, The Maven, The Maven, The Maven, The Maven.
Sounds dark, doesn't it?
After years of mindless content and frivolous crap, a man became dissatisfied with the condition of rap. The powers dumbed the lyrics down and made the listeners adapt. Soon as
Whoa, hang on. I said I wouldn't pause too much, but yeah, I think when I clicked on this, it's from like 7 years ago. So clearly it was. I feel like I'm going to relate to this because I have talked before about kind of falling out of love with hip hop a little bit just because of the way it went, and I could see the way it was going, and yeah, I got a bit disillusioned with it, and I feel like this was probably around that time. I think it was probably even before this, to be honest with you, but I feel like maybe K-Rino's made this song just from the opening bars. I feel like he's made this song because he's probably felt a similar way to what I did back then. I mean, a man became dissatisfied with the condition of rap. Basically, yeah, that's basically how I felt at the time. And the powers dumbed the lyrics down and made the listeners adapt. It's like 100%. That is what happened, and what's still happening to this day. I mean, there is like artists since then who've like come through and are brilliant and great to listen to, but they just don't get the recognition they deserve because of the youth. A lot of the youth seems to prefer a killer beat, and it doesn't matter what's being said over it. You know what I mean? That's the condition of it nowadays. But yeah, we'll get back into it. I said I wouldn't pause too much, but I just had to say that then.
they became a blinding mist on the map. But his vision was never phased because his eyes had been raised. Over time he came of age and then grew wise in his ways. He reflected on the great artist and summoned the gall. Then he envisioned him and one writer who encompassed them all. To overcome this ignorance, nothing was stalled in his thirst. He spent hours collecting, reading, studying all of their works. traveled all over the planet where great thoughts were bestowed. Sat with preceptors and sages from all parts of the globe. Read relentlessly for weeks before deciding to speak. He mastered every vocal tone and every writing technique. A scholarly product with a self-made prodigy conscious. He memorized past, present, and future bodies of knowledge. Organized it, knowing the solution soon to be born. His next step compiled it all into a humanly form.
See, now obviously he is talking about creating an MC, but like, if you just listen to this, you'd understand a lot of the frustration of hip hop fans, especially older ones like myself. Yeah, you'll understand the frustration of where it is now to where it was back then, and yeah, I mean, play this for the youth. Let them realise, like, I mean, some of them still wouldn't realise, because some of them are just idiots nowadays, but yeah, this needs to be out there. This is a song I'm recommending, for sure, 100%.
So he was eloquent and delivered words with intricate timing, and possessed lyrical skill, he had no interest in rhyming. So he ventured down to his lab, which had been his escape. And after working for 20 days straight, an image was shaped. He deposited all his wisdom, every infinite trait. And when he finished, he rendered what he had invented was great. His creation laid on the gurney, once summoned he rose, and instantly began to compose the most dominant flows. Every hour of the day, a different style he create. And when he spoke, every man, woman, and child could relate. Just when it seemed the population might be hurled to its grave, the man smiled because he thought now that the world would be saved. And soon the sky is where the mental surface would be. He had successfully manufactured the perfect MC. The intellect that passed to his brain, the masses obtained. And within days, the nature of the game had drastically changed. Through his sovereign will, deep marvelous thoughts were revealed. And those who held on to the madness got slaughtered with skill.
Do you think he's talking about his own creator? Do you think he's talking about the guy who created K-Rino? Because K-Rino isn't far off being the perfect MC.
Lyrical prototype who wrote words for the love, not wages. And the greatness of his rap pages would pass through the ages. The motivation to make meaningful songs was contagious. Each writer evolved daily through his creative stages. The negative ideologies of life were uprooted. The first 365-day cycle concluded. But on the 366th day it was strange. The creation the man had brought to life was starting to change. Accolades under his name and international fame, until totally uncontrollable he slowly became. Intoxicated by his own flame, so arrogance reigned. The insane notion of world dominance mastered his brain. Exploitation of the game through the skill that he...
Right, okay, so he's basically talking about creating the perfect MC, but then once that MC got all that recognition and the fame came, and the accolades came, the awards, it's basically, the way this is going, he's basically saying it's going to change him, or I feel like that's where it's going anyway. And yeah, I feel like this is like a double meaning. This, I feel like he is talking about creating, it's like a story of him creating the perfect MC, and then how that perfect MC changes with the things that go on around him. But I also feel it's what he's seen in rap too. Like, he's seen someone come through hungry and with skills, and everyone's thought, this guy's it, he's the next guy, he's gonna blow. And then all that stuff, what I mentioned, will get to that rapper and it'll completely change them, and their music changes, and they make music for basically watered down a little bit and not what they were making. And yeah, I feel like that's what he's done here. I feel like he's going off experience of what he's actually seen happen and created a story too in his mind, and this is the result of it. brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant.
He had evolved into the same thing he was built to remove. Trained and ingrained in his memory was unmatchable ability, natural skill indeed, but he was lacking in humility. The builder watched his dream disappearing in haste. With tears in his face, his creation was clearly a waste. The mistake that he made in making a rapper of that caliber, he focused on talent and knowledge but added no character. Now it's racking the streets with a savage mystique. Deadly havoc he wreaked with every paragraph he would speak. So the man searched traveling roads, famished and cold, looking for a mechanical load in tyrannical mode. Since he designed him, he felt it mandatory to find him. The goal was to catch him, deactivate, then realign him. As he searched and explored, he saw things were worse than before. Heard a murderous roar, followed up by verses of war. He ran up to a door where a stranger took him the key. Once inside, a voice straight ahead said, "Looking for me." And there he was, with a smile as if he liked that he found him. His mic was astounding, plus he had disciples around him. As the man approached, he heard these 3 words: "I dare you." He said, "You're not yourself. Come back to the lab, I'll repair you. I can't have you killing rap, so come with me, I implore it." He said, "Your existence versus mine, I'll battle you for it." He thought and said, "Oh, no, I want no parts of a flow. Why would you turn against the man who taught you all that you know?" That's when he laughed and said, "I'm the one that you should kneel to." He said, "You stupid fool, you didn't build me, I built you. Programmed you to be like me, I propelled this confusion. Every detail of our history's a spell, a delusion. When I tried to teach you my plans, you rebelled on the movement. So I banished you and held you in a hellish seclusion. My craziest deeds, you were just unable to heed. So the idea that you created me, I made you believe." The man said,
This is so clever, man.
years, it's lies that you speak. He said, "I made it to appear's years, it's only been weeks. I'm the architect of you, and every bar that was formed. Raise your right sleeve, I'm sure you've seen that scar on your arm. How I assembled you is too complex to try to describe. But if you peel that scar, you'll notice several wires inside. You are my greatest masterpiece, top of the line of my clones. But I developed you so well, you gained a mind of your own and started spreading conscious thought, east, west, south to the north. So I drew you out of solitude to finish you off. And though it's definite, you possess several lyrical elements. You're scared of expressing it, that's why you're vocally hesitant. Discouraged, the man dropped his head and said it's no use. Looked at the wires in his arm and slowly pulled them loose. Then both good and bad ideologies mentally flashed. The conscious forces and the wicked forces instantly clashed. And everybody in the room vaporized in a flame. Till eventually the 2 men were all who remained. The anarchy that ensued caused the world to divide. And the followers of both sides began to collide. And then the ceiling opened up and they both looked in the sky. There they saw the giant silhouette of a much bigger guy. He commanded everything to stop and nobody moved. He said, "This war is over right now and both of you lose. You lose because you took the talent that you possessed and got obsessed with power and used it to conquer the rest. So you were blessed with..."
Right, I let that go a long time without pausing there, and we've only got like a minute left, but how clever is this song? It's just... Who else can do this? Who else could do this for 8 minutes other than K-Rino? You know how hard that must be? And I bet he came up with this in like a few days. I bet it was like a day or two, and he wrote all this and laid it down over the beat. I mean, he's just super talented, man. To come up with this story in your head and lay it down for 8.5 minutes. It's just... Do you know what? Do you know what? There's many things that impress you about K-Rino. I mean, the fact that he can put a story down, like I said, like this, but it's the word he uses and puts it together in sentences like a story that rhymes together. It's just unbelievable talent. I'm telling you now, he's another level, man. He really is. I mean, just... I'm not going to say it again. I can't keep saying how how unjust it is that he's not bigger. I just can't keep going on about it.
Best given the lyrical rod. You didn't build this man, that was a deceptive facade. The other man said, I knew it, but sir, how did I lose? The giant said you had the skill to challenge, but you refused. He said, I came to fix it back, so this fight I'd avoid. He said some things can never be fixed, they must be destroyed. Though you tried to reason with him, don't believe you succeeded. Many were lost because they didn't have the wisdom they needed. So you deleted all your hard work, your moment was here. But you failed because your power wasn't strong as your fear. This test is completed. They said, who are you? Then I spoke and said, my name is K-Rino, and I created you both.
Unbelievable. See, that's what I love, man. I love that. That was like a movie. That was like a movie with the little plot twist at the end. I'm K-Rino, and I created you both. You both lose. You both lose. I love that. I love it. I love how that ended. I kind of did not see that coming. In a way it did, but in a way it didn't. That will not make sense at all. But yeah, another masterpiece. An absolute masterpiece. Now, obviously, it's not a song I'm going to listen to multiple times. But when I want to show someone the intelligence of K-Rino and what he can put together, and that eventually lead them on to other music of his to keep them there, this is one of the tracks I'd play for them, because I'd say, come on, who can do that? Who do you know that can do that? There's like a handful of artists who'd even be able to come up with anything like that. It was unbelievable, honestly. Thank you so much for that request. I mean, anything else like that, fill my comments with it, because yeah, I love sitting on here and reacting to stuff like this, because it is a little bit different. I mean, K-Rino's always a beast, no matter what type of song it is that you react to. But when he does songs like this, like Flat versus Globe, like the debate, it's a pleasure to just sit here and react to, because it's so easy to just sit here and give a good reaction, because you know this reaction is genuine from me. I'm genuinely like astounded that this man can just keep doing this, keep writing stories like this, keep coming up with intelligence, and for 8.5 minutes to do it blows my mind. Honestly, blows my mind, and I have no doubt this was put together within a few days. So yeah, you cannot say anything but the guy's a genius. And I will stop going on now, because as I said, this reaction will be 25 minutes long. So I will say thank you for watching, but please like and comment on this video. I need the engagement for YouTube to push my channel out there to more hip-hop lovers. Then I need the engagement of the likes, the comments, the sharing it around. I really would appreciate it. So yeah, please like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully I will see you all on the next one.